Adrian.
Percival. My God, look at you. You're an old man now.
You're no hassling yourself anymore, Major. Our friend here showed me your sample. Suffice it to say...
Not here. Let's talk somewhere more private. Lou said we could use the back. Lou gave me the abridged version of what went down.
Makes two of us.
I hope it ultimately didn't... That's... So, were you two able to get...
Got it right here. That sample? It's an exact...
Londinian.
Not thrilled to be the bearer of that kind of news. That's for damn sure.
Well, right now, we've got more questions than answers. So I've been trying to figure out...
Good place to start. What'd you find?
It's in the archives.
The Armistice Archive? Doesn't that mean we be dealing? And the Freestar Collective? Guess we can kiss that approach.
I didn't think the cabinet would be willing to hear us out either. But I called in... One, they want to see this. And two, they want... with both of us. It can be a daunting... Percival and I, we were military scientists.
Place I was hiding out.
After some early fits and starts at other a practice that's been banned ever since the armistice went into effect. Oh. But it was during that assignment that the project never got off the ground. Under the watchful eye. But if we can convince the cabinet, and hopefully how to... All right. I'm gonna go get this work up.
Good luck.
I want to hear one of my stories? You have one to tell me. Every time I return, it seems like the city's a bit more crowded.
Captain! Over here! The workup's in the cabinet's hands. But listen, I know I should have been more forthcoming about who I was earlier. So, in the interest of full disclosure, my relationship with the UC, it's more complicated than it might seem at first glance. I am a clone of a man named Francois Sanon. One-time fleet, they called him Ve Victus. Woe to the defeated. The program I was a part of, it was the UC's attempt to create a new generation, secure the leadership of the UC military for generations to... I'm getting there. The man I was cloned from, my father, was executed for acts he committed during the war. The man caused a lot of death. Freestar Collective, and the things he did, well, they're a part of the reason the use. So my involvement, it could be another obstacle they throw at us. I really appreciate you saying that. I just thought you know, while we've got a second, or if you've got any last-minute business. No telling how long the cab... Then I guess it's just a
The cabinet meeting is about to begin. All parties, please proceed to the cabinet chambers.
Ah, welcome. You must be the captain Hadrian mentioned in her report. You have our thing.
Oh, I'm sure she did.
Yes, well, precisely how urgent is what I... So now, we have two petitioners here making access to the UC Xeno Warfare Team's Terramorph data. A request which will require not just this body's agreement, but that of all three Armistice signatories. Now, Captain, we've all read Hadrian's report on the subject, but we have yet to hear from you. Perhaps you could summarize for the Cabinet what it is you see as the goal of this endeavor.
That's quite the leap, Madam President, I object to the very premise of this meeting. While no one would argue that what happened on Tau Ceti was anything less than a tragedy, terramorph attacks are not so. They've been happening for generations. To demand we hand over banned archival knowledge and possibly upset the... seems at best panic. And at worst, a power grab by the...
I would remind the chief diplomat who he's speaking to. If it's my father you're looking to address, I would also ask how many deaths the cabinet requires to... Because if tragedies like Tau Ceti are just prelude to more attacks, I have no doubt you'll get the body...
Let's keep this civil, and while there should be no doubt the preservation of life stands paramount, Chief Yassine has a point. Will a single attack, however troubling, be sufficient to convince the other... I don't think it's enough. Perhaps you can help, Captain. As the one who actually collected the sample in question.
Just taking her word for it as well.
So then, Captain, given the discussion now and the information you've been privy to thus far, if you were in our position...
It's a risk, but so is doing nothing.
I'm inclined to agree.
As am I.
Well, I am not. I've heard nothing here to convince me that we should do anything but wait.
Yes, a fair assessment. So then, while the data you two have presented is compelling, I think we can safely say it's...
Attention. An incident has occurred. Facility lockdown engaged.
Incident? Chief Sarkin, what's happening?
There's been an attack. at the spaceport. Terramorphs.
Terramorphs. More attacks. Just as predicted.
Good God. It's happening, folks. Don't panic. We need to focus.
There must be another explanation. The creatures evaded our scanner somehow.
There will be plenty of time for conjecture later. Chief Sarkin, order the evacuation of the spaceport and have your men contain the things, but do it discreetly. The last thing we need is a citywide panic.
Yes, ma'am.
Admiral Logan, the local barracks can provide support?
I'll make the order myself. Nearest anti-Xeno squad, though, is off-world. Going to take a while to bring them in.
Well then, we'll have to make do with the tools we've got. You two, we can't risk those things getting out of the spaceport. I want you both on the next train there. We'll let them know you're coming, and that you've dealt with these things before. Now go show them how it's done.
We're on it, ma'am. Captain, I'm right behind you. Let's get down there.
The EM rifle, grab it! Now!
Stop! We're trying to help you! That's it. Now hit him with everything you've got. Lights out on. Thank you. The way those people were
I don't... We tried to restrain them, but some of the other officers down there...
Pheromonic project. Some terramorphs, they can... It affects everyone differently, but some... You kill the morph, you... Let's do it.
That's unlocked. Please.
We are experts. Take whatever we can get right now. We've got the remaining creatures locked down on the landing pad, but we're barely holding our perimeter. They said you've done this before. Well, one fire team to spare and whatever supplies you need, but I can't risk them taking over any more of my men. Those things down and do it fast. We hold them as best we can.
Heard you might be looking for some backup.
You two have any experience with Terramorphs before?
Only the brief they just gave on.
Surviving a full-on mentalist?
We're not UC security. Your call. We're on the line.
Target down. Nice work, Captain.
I don't want to even think about what would have happened had we failed. This was damn heroic, Captain.
Like hell it is. I don't want to think what would have...
Just glad we could rise to the Captain, we should report back. Take care of yourself, Sergeant.
Attention. The spaceport has been secured. Safety precautions remain in place. Please wait for the all clear signal before exit.
said you're free to come and go.
That's a relief to hear. Thank you, gentlemen. Let your people all know how much we owe them today.
We're
Yes,
counting
ma'am.
on you, Captain.
Ah, there you
Don't
are.
let my people sacrifice
I believe
in vain.
we have some things we should discuss.
You've got the
Captain?
full backing to prevent
Hadrian?
more attacks.
It would appear that the cabinet owes you our thanks for what your concerns about.
Thank you, ma'am.
Of course. Now, as well, but to accomplish those goals, as such, as soon as we've got the data. Excellent. But as you've both made someone who knows, the cabinet wants. We do. In exchange. Well, so. I'm glad to hear it. Now, Deputy McIntyre, you should be able to find. And on behalf of.
Losing anyone is a tragedy.
I'm gonna go check
These
in.
attacks,
Chief Engineer Luke
you can't
Start
have
getting a plan together for that. The things we do here, the tech we develop.
These orders can't be. Yes. Yes, sir. Consider it done. That must make you my Vanguard captain. I heard you were instrument. I was also told the It was a mutual agreement. Access to the archive. UC. Now, the UC is already on board. Get them both, and you'll have your data. I couldn't agree more. Both ambassadors have reason. Now, I'll provide. And I do mean though that... But it does mean we need to... Who do you want to start with? Captain, would you...
I bet she loves her job.
Now, official... Use your experiences, and who knows? But my... Certainly. You see intelligence, but getting... So, reports suggest... All right. Here. Ambassador Balmore. When the rest of House... He's since... though claiming to know... It does. We're not 100% sure Balmore... his public appearances. Scans of the... Your task is to... I have no doubt. Now, the embassy front... Here. And fair warning. Now, if you have additional questions or require clear... I'd suggest you... Be smart out there, Captain. Welcome back. Everything going...
By the way, Captain, decided you'd be...
I'm sorry, but I need sign-off from the Interstellar Affairs Office. you our visitor? You'll find the ambassador in her office. Go on through.
We've come a long way since the war. This is astonishing.
Visitors are only allowed in the lobby, offices, or conference room.
Every day that we all keep talking is a day we should celebrate.
Terrormorphs? As in more than one? All that security and they still can't protect their own spaceport. The UC never fails to disappoint. I just wish I hadn't received the news from an SSNN broadcast. We have a strategic advantage to maintain, Mr. Long.
Of course, ma'am. I'll make sure it doesn't happen again.
Excuse me. Are you supposed to be in here?
Official
I'm
business?
sorry.
Talk to the ambassador.
Ah, you're the one McIntyre called about. You have my thanks for what you did. Now, she also mentioned that now the UC wants terramorph data from the Armistice Arc. I can only presume you're here to tell me I misheard her and that they did. Let me be frank, Captain. The answer is no. That information is there because I will not be the one responsible for its release. Now, did I not make myself abundant? You're really gonna push this? I'm listening. I think we can work. Please don't talk to me. A ranger serving the cause of the colony. Well, Captain, you make... But if I'm really granting you access, your access will be limited. You can only take out the items related to stopping these... You go in once, you get it. And all research done with the data. Freestar scientist. So, do we have... Excellent. Don't make me regret this, Captain. Code generator's just this way. It's not supposed to be a long process. It is for emergencies, after all. They tell me it should only take a moment. And there. Here, I'll reach out to Deputy McIntyre. We'll coordinate the necessary oversights. Two unlikely allies, I guess.
what you will, but I bet House Faroon knows how to party. Okay, that hurt. That didn't take long at all.
So, what seems punishment becomes providence. A reminder we can never truly know the Great Serpent's designs for us. You have my thanks, and my apologies for the ordeal you just endured. Come, let us discuss. Not the... I suspect the venom... Tell me, though, is the rest of this... Is that right? Now, it can... You were sent by the use... And the broadcast spoke... A worrying occurrence. So the UC required... The preservation of life. But, if I am to grant you... For years, House Varun has been known only as an agent of slaughter. In exchange for my code, I require this. You must be the one who ensures it is... The knowledge you ask for isn't evil. No knowledge is. It is we who bend it to evil ends.
You've got my word, too. I swear it.
Well then, please. Let's hope. It still works. And there. Let it be used for good.
Captain. Oh, wait. Did you... So the old man was still lurking around. And now, I've already... When you get down there, the UC monitor... Here, the UC code piece and an archival... Absolute best behavior.
Captain, we've been expecting you. Please approach the monitoring station and we will go over the rules. Welcome, Captain, to the archives. To proceed, you will need to deposit your codes into the 3 corresponding receptacles. Once they are verified, I will open the door. Your data resides in Unit 18. You will not be able to access any of the other units. Once you've collected your data, return to the entrance. You may insert the first of the archival codes when you're ready to begin. Unlocking. You may proceed, Captain.
Another day, another show. You didn't hear this from me.
There you are.
Captain, Deputy told me what went down. Impressive work.
Captain, if you'd be willing to transfer the documents to the Major, she and I have been discussing what comes next.
Time for us to start getting some real answers. So whenever you're ready. Yes. Percival and I have done our damage. So with the data out of the way, we've been discussing where exactly this work's getting done. The Red Devil's headquarters on Mars, back where you found Percival, seemed the natural spot. Though it sounded like the
Indeed. The most important...
Then I guess we'll see you on Mars.
Captain, if you'll follow me.
Hey.
All right, Captain. Are you ready to become a citizen of... Good. Please raise your hand. Captain, through service. Then, Captain, I'm Here, your official... We've also let the Aphelion Realty office out. Now, the other item, there's a member of the UC who's asked to speak to you. Normally, we wouldn't even... And they've stated they'll only... So I need your agreement that everything... Let's hope it never comes to that. Head to the elevator. You're going to...
I have something for you.
Atlantis makes me think that humanity's future is brighter than known.
Hey, you might want this.
Hey, you might want this.
You will be scanned as you enter the city.
By the way, Captain, Sergeant Yumi.
Greetings, citizen. Welcome to the UC.
I knew a place like this had to exist. I just never thought I'd actually be in it.
Logging authorized entry. Unsealing access. You may proceed down the corridor. But there are no additional visitors permitted. Your friend's gonna have to wait out here.
What? No magazines? Well, who's down for some small talk? Looks like we've got a volunteer here. Howdy, soldier. Want to compare war stories?
Welcome, Captain. Please, come down and approach the intercom. You and I should chat. President Abeyo was kind enough to give me a few files to peruse. Quite the series. But now you face a foe unlike any other. An invisible enemy, lurking in the shadows. You're going to need... Which is why I hoped we could speak. Do you know who I... Perceptive. I like that. I'm Francois Sanon, but most know me as Victus. I was an admiral during the Colony War. One of its great villains, if you believe the slates. I was to be executed, but the previous regime deemed me too valuable. A sacrifice. Even my death served. Captain, please. There are no clean hands, which, right now, means finding a way to protect the United Colonies. An effort you and my progeny, Hadrian, have already made impressive progress. Though I am curious. Has she shared with you the nature of our... Did she? So willing to trust. Our relationship has always been. The Major was born to become a great leader. Carry on the legacy I established. But the universe cut all that short. Now, though, and I think I have a part to play in helping you accomplish what you've said. After some long years earning the trust of this current regime, the UC has been permitting me to work alone, helping them gather intelligence on, locate, and organize scenarios with quite a few successes, I might add. But in the process, I managed the names and locations of Hadrian and Percival's old research team. Valuable manpower for the I'll tell you where they are, but in exchange, there is a former colleague of mine, a man like myself and Hadrian. He was involved in some of the United Colonies more. If it dealt death, he could make it deal more. When the colony war ended, he fled, refusing to face tribunal, and has continued to peddle his skills to the highest bidder to this day. But I finally found him. I want you to track him down and deal with it. I'm not expecting he'll come quiet. Bring me evidence that the job's done, and I'll tell. Good. According to my information, he's been hiding around the... There's a star station in the vicinity. The Den.
Captain, did your meeting go? Captain, please. This situation with... Well, it's a situation we've been managing, and the most critical part of that management is making sure... Good. And that's not a good look for any of us. Now, what? Dr. Reginald Orlaise? Of course, killing Orlaise is completely out of the question. But bringing him to justice, that'd be a huge win for the UC. Really? He found the members of the We'd already initiated a search for them, but it'd save a lot of time and... Captain, if that's the deal, you have my endorsement. Just so long as you make every effort. Now, was there anything else you wanted to discuss regarding your meeting? Then I'll bid you good day, Captain.
Hard to believe this place is still intact. But the military is nothing if not resilient.
Looking to lodge a complaint? Oh, apologies, Captain. So... Orlaise. Suit yourself. Well, I can... But... They call it the Warlock. Maybe this Orlaise of yours, a part of Etherea's sky. Sure thing. Here. Go get your man.
You might want this. The station was rebuilt after it was destroyed by House Faroon. It's unclear why they built the building. Hey, you might want this. have something for you. I have something for you.
You will be scanned as you enter the city.
By the way, Captain,
Dusty. 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 Ah, my friend. Till next time, universe permitting.
Authorized personnel. Your friend has to stay here.
Welcome back, Captain. I'm not surprised. The man fled, of course. You didn't expect me to just... Excellent. Please.
Transfer accepted.
Would you look at that? Kept it all these years. Some simply couldn't let go of that old world. This is fine work, Captain. I can ensure the remaining team members find their way to the Red Devil's headquarters. That one you'll need to collect yourself. His name is Kaiser. You can find him on the Freestar world of Nira. The area was ground zero for Xeno weapon deployment. And I think you'll want to check in with Hadrian and Dr. Walker before paying it a visit. Kaiser will likely have security protocols. Of course. We're protecting the galaxy.
Captain, welcome back. Was afraid you might have gotten reassigned. You've been... It should. You risked life and limb to...
I'm glad it makes you happy, Captain. We can work on the secret.
But it is real good to have you here again. We've been going through the Terramorph... These logs, they're even more thorough than I remembered. Genetic... I'd completely forgotten, for example, that there was a creature. At this point, the data's given us more That'd be something. I'm sorry, are you? You found... our research team? Wait. Kaiser. Did you find Kaiser? That's right. You would need that. Oh, how? Oh, you are. But still, getting Kaiser back, that gives us more than a few... But if he's been out there on his own all this time... Come on. We've already made a lot of progress getting this place back online. Some of the containment chambers were a bit on the... unpleasant side, but the facility staff made short work of that.
It's way too cold. This is absurd.
I know it's here somewhere. Here, Kaiser schematics. Actuators, weapons, batteries. That old robot's been MIA for a while, so chances are he's gonna need some repairs. He's also got a lock on his voice controls. You can give yourself authorization with the phrase, Nos belli machinis. Now, where exactly... A battlefield. Oh, sheesh, no wonder no... That sector of Nera was destined... Add to that, general... But I think there's a place where you can... Yep. One of a kind salvage. As good a place to start as it. And I'll make sure we're ready to...
Some battlefields like this erode and recover quickly. Others are sealed in a vacuum forever.
Hey! New model on the floor. Welcome to the one-of-a-kind. Refuge and rest home for the... Appreciate it. Took years to get this. Can I get you started on a tab, then? Here's what I've got. Kaiser? Nope. Oh, unless you mean, at least that's what we've all been called. But he's a combat bot, right? He's white, but it's been a while since anyone... Well, so, sounds like you can wander around out there, hunting your bot. Little old white whale of your very own. But knowing this rock is part of... Going rate's a little steep. Pleasure doing business. So, last anyone heard of him, one of my roughnecks said he heard some kind of eyes open too. Oh, and corpse retrieval. Give Ahab a Kaiser, our best.
We couldn't have safer mix. The technology could have been... It was horrific. That now, after all these years, this uncrewed, nearly destroyed ship is still dangerous.
Salvage yard.
Finest supplies on the planet. Also, so heat leeches, wasn't it? But a microcell. You could probably So, wouldn't have lasted real long. So long as you've got, but finding materials up to, though, if you think you can, spots where you should, but in return, save us from risking our, then let me just mark those. Don't forget.
Shame we couldn't have safer mix.
In those spots,
The technology could have been
all legal.
It was horrific. I was wondering if this was going to happen. And our adventure continues. Well, they don't need it now. right now, I would pick a spot just like this to hide the good stuff. That barely took any time to make at all. Wild.
Battery accept operational power analyzing. Residual damage detected. Impact shielding. Visual systems, thank you for your aid. Major Sanon will, although previous attempts to disarm additional support may allow me to complete, allowing me to leave. Excellent. Follow me. Mind your step. As you have no doubt witnessed, this region can be hazardous to organics.
Ecliptic scrounging for mech parts in this heat is not what I wanted to see today.
I am detecting Unit 99, but there is a complication. Unit 99 is on the other side of that reach, but its sensors suggest a mercenary company like Ecliptic would only want Unit 99. To utilize it, standard procedure would be a frontal assault on the outpost.
Ecliptic isn't going to back down.
Moving out. Your service is now complete, Unit 99. Mine, however, continues. Our work here is finished. Now, what is this mission you spoke of? A plague. You are docked at one of a kind. We have arrived. I will meet you inside the facility.
I can't believe it.
Major Sanon, Dr. Walker.
You're in better shape than I expected, Kaiser. Shouldn't take us long to get you back up to full fighting capacity.
This is good to hear. I was told there is a new threat on the horizon. I wish to learn more.
Percival will give you the full story.
Plus, get you dressed for the occasion.
Occasion. Where are we going?
Londinian.
Londinium. Doctor, I will require additional armaments.
That's the plan. Come on.
Captain, you're with me. Time to walk you through what we came up with. So the problem we're up against is vast. Terramorphs, they can be anywhere. Meaning us finding and disposing of them ourselves isn't an option. But what if we could let something else do the work for us? Come on. I'll walk you through what we're thinking. You remember that creature we talked about before you went to Nira? The thing that eats terramorphs, the Asylees? Apparently, they were bloodhounds for terramorphs. But when the UC ran low on synthetic foods during the Colony War, the Asylees were... We thought they were harvested to extinction. But in the data, the research team found the location of a few. As you can see, what we're proposing is bringing them back. We'd breed populations of them, distribute them to human worlds, and then let nature take its course, using a method that thousands of years of adaptation have already perfected. We could speed up their breeding process using, well, using some of the same We even think that with some time and investigation, we could use the Asylees' hunting skills to track down the find out how humanity spread them, and put an end. I really think it could. Now, there is another option for removing the terramorphs from our worlds. It's faster, a microbe. Something we could aerosolize, let spread, and have it clean up anything with terramorph DNA for us, which would include morphs, and we expect their transmission method. It'd still take time to build, test, and distribute, but no other method could hold a candle to it when it comes to sheer efficiency. Not even the Asylees.
Fascinate me.
There is a way we... Well, so that... Both plans are going to take major investments in time and resources. We're talking terramorph cell lines we can breed quickly and consistently to test on. Seely's gene samples we can use to or sharpen our microbes tracking skill. Not the sort of things any labs just got, but we think we found a lead. One place in the known galaxy where we know we should be able to find. All paths lead to Londinium. Exactly what I was hoping. Now, the UC has a small operating... We're cleared for access, but we'll need to check in with the base commanders. I'm gonna help Percival and Kaiser prep, but once that's done... But you need to know, Londinium? It belongs to... They'll have anti-Xeno gear for us at the base, but I'd make sure you've got...
Okay. Hello.
Oh, this goddamn... You romanticize a place when you're away from it for long. Now you... Oh. You project personnel? Oh, that's you then. Don't much care for Vanguard. It sounds like you two really... My sister's kids live in the city. Yeah, they... effectively useless human beings. Still. Now, what was it you needed? No more reliable...
Hey.
Oh.
This world is off limits. You are advised to jump to safe harbor immediately. Let me check my logs.
pride myself on knowing either that or your... Vanguard, eh? Ah, then this...
Commander Hatum,
No need for introductions, Major Sinon. Dr. Walker, your reputations precede you, as does the urgency of your mission, so I'll get to it. Now, Londinian is one of the most dangerous, it's for good reason. Terramorphs are omnipotent when Major Sinon, as such, except one. Once you're on the other side of those, do we understand each other? Precisely. I'll leave you to your Now, once you... Though I can't guarantee it won't contain. I hope you all find what you're looking for out there. Robot, you're coming with me.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, Commander. Percival, you all set to hook into their comms tower?
Should only take a few minutes.
Percival will be scanning the... All right. Head over to the armory and gear up. Once you're done, we'll meet by the entrance to the city. Word of advice while you're out there. Don't trust what the voices tell you.
Transfers complete. Those codes will allow you to temporarily restore power to most facilities in the city. Systems should shut themselves back down permanently.
All set on your gear? Then let's get this... Kaiser? Percival, everything green on your ends?
I am ready.
Personal comm should be routed through Kaiser now. You copy that?
Roger, loud and clear.
Perhaps too loud.
Oh, you're a riot robot.
Kaiser, kick it off.
Unlock code transmitted. You may open the gate when ready.
Alright. On our way into the city. Percival, where are we heading?
Running the first sweep. Got one. A Sealy's. Not far. Old shipping yard just past the processing plant. Gene samples are probably in one of the containers.
These things, they're all dominated. Clean them out and keep an eye out for the more patrolling. No sign of a morph, though.
Your shipping yard's just beyond the processing plant. Cache with some goodies is towards the rear of the facility.
None for me, thanks.
Dial in the location of those samples from here?
Yes, they're faint, but I'm detecting multiple valid signatures. I have restored power to the containers.
Jackpot. Get down there and collect as many as you can.
Vasily's samples collected.
All right. Now hand those over to Kaiser, and let's get out of here.
Samples secure.
Nice work. No. Earlier scan picked up a valid Terramorph sample, but, well, it's in the spaceport. And the quick route there looks like it got blasted when the port did.
There are steam tunnels under the city, which will allow us to access the spaceport.
What do you... That's right. Kaiser, how did you know that?
I'm not sure.
Percival, you see any better option?
Not from where I'm standing.
We've got our answer.
Access unlocked. We may proceed.
Kaiser, this flora, this is Lazarus plant, isn't it?
Confirmed.
You know, no one even realized it was a living thing until someone got it under a microscope and saw it had cells. Can't be cultivated anywhere but Londinium. Real marvel. All these leeches. What's keeping you things warm? Look at it. A Lazarus in bloom. You know, we might be some of the only... What's happening? Captain, have you seen this? Oh my god. The heat leeches are terramorphs.
So, by consuming the Lazarus plant, they metamorphose into terramorphs? Fascinating. And also terrifying, obviously.
You just saw that, right? You would tell me if I was losing my mind. That heat leech became a terramorph. The pests that have snuck onto every planet. Heat leeches hide out in ships, sneak away after landing, and then we just found out. Pretty major is right. But if what we just saw... The Lazarus plant. It's clearly an accelerant for the terramorph. But that means if anyone knew about this, they could you could sneak a leech into a city, or even multiple leeches. Good God. The attack on New Atlantis, does this... But first, you'd have to...
Well, we're never gonna know if you don't catch that thing. Get after it.
We may proceed.
Go!
To the bottom of this.
Nice work extracting that sample. Is this for science, profit, or snacks?
Percival, Kaiser's got the cell data from the New Atlantis and Tau Ceti attacks, right?
Uploaded them myself.
Captain, let Kaiser...
No hostiles detected by near-range sensor analysis. It is a match. This suggests with high certainty that the Lazarus plant was used to trigger the attacks on both planets.
There's no way a plant this rare, this fragile, just shows up here, New Atlantis, and Tau Ceti. The transformations on those worlds, they must have been triggered by human hands. Captain, do you understand what it... Exactly. Someone saw...
Oh boy. So we're talking a whole new extra...
Deploying alien life forms isn't exactly new, but I've never heard of it. Makes some sense, actually. Tau Ceti was likely their first test. Someplace remote where no one would question a few settlers going missing. Ensure the big show, the attack on New Atlantis, and the timing of that one. It couldn't have been just luck that it happened right when we were asking these attacks. They certainly were. But having this answer, well, who could pull something like this off? You okay, Captain?
Let's save the discussion for when you all aren't standing in the universe. If we're gonna do anything to prevent more turmoil...
Roger that. Kaiser?
The entrance is... sufficient power to the lock mechanism.
Anyone got ideas where we could get some extra juice?
Local power looks like it was controlled in the security office. Upper floor.
Captain and I can scout it out. Kaiser, see if you can't find another way to get it open.
Roger that. I have restored power to the office entrance. You may proceed.
There's the control panel. Still looks operable. Of all the things to survive.
Done. Impressive.
Reactivated. Error. Control system reboot required.
father he's addressing. He was here? Didn't think he'd have the guts to look those soldiers in the eye before blowing this place to pieces.
Admiral! It just transformed. An invisible weapon. No planet would be safe. Colonel, the troops that closed off the sewers after my evaluation, they're all in this facility.
Other than our casualties? Yes, sir.
Good. Get them into defensive positions around the spaceport. No one leaves. They'll send ships as soon as possible.
Thank God. None of us wanted to go down swarmed by those things.
That won't be your fate, Colonel. You have my word.
Transcription complete. Physical copy available.
An invisible weapon. He knew. He knew about the Lazarus plant. Grab that recording. We should talk. Hey, Victus. He destroyed this place. Killed these... He saw the potential of... He killed those people. Condemned this city to keep...
Commanders with no ethics are just terrorists with excuses.
He decided to sentence his own soldiers to death. But I guess that's just another part of his... Only he didn't succeed. Now someone else knows about the Lazarus plant. Right. Kaiser, try it now.
One giant human guy.
Guys, your sample, it moved. I'd be real careful out there if I were you.
That doesn't sound good. Eyes peeled. Grab that sample and get out of here. All wrapped up. Time to get the hell out of here. Percival, you should unplug and find somewhere we can talk. Privately.
On it. See you soon.
Hey, you might want this.
companies will not be held responsible. Let me check my logs.
Life faces some of the same sorts of challenges everywhere. I'm forever fascinated by the convergence of those solutions.
Look at all of you. Back from the underworld. Got pretty frantic on the comms towards the end there. But it sounded like this was a success. Ah, this place. Now, my connection might have gotten a bit fuzzy there, but do I have it right?
That's what it sounded like.
Guess the old Admiral must have told someone what he learned. Even he's not clear. At least we can rule out. No ghost is that clever.
But it's clear someone knows about the plant and real... Captain, we need to get these samples back to the lab and verify. But in the interim, do you think you could look into what we uncovered?
If it were me, I...
Perfect. Once you finish your investigation, they're gonna want to hear this. Take care of yourself.
As the visiting Londonian has left me with a longing for Nira. I did not think this was possible.
New Atlantis. I've spent a lot of time here. It's safe, clean, comfortable. You know, all good reasons to leave and explore wildly hostile worlds.
UV scan
weird. I was just thinking. Well, never mind.
Well, when I heard you and Hadrian were headed for... Did you find what you were looking... Now, what in the heavens would make you claim something? Did you? Well, I don't know what you think you heard on this recording, but I sincerely hope you didn't come to the wrong conclusions. After all, given the Cabinet's current state of anxiety, they might misinterpret such a discovery to mean I could have been involved with the attacks. Perhaps I can convince you to keep this among us. You know, you're far more clever than I expected. You want to hear the words, then? I did it. The Terramorph attacks on Tau Ceti. New Atlantis. My doing. Years of coordination between my associate and I. Figuring out how to deploy the Lazarus plant's pollen outside of Londinian. Learning to synthesize it. Use it as a weapon. Now, being as clever as you are, I'm sure you have thoughts on why I might do such a thing. Not a bad thought. The attacks were a correction. When I discovered the plant, I did consider, but we were at war. And I couldn't risk information, so I ordered the bombing of the Londinian spaceport. Fixing two problems at once and sealing away knowledge of... Simple to say now, but with the outbreak raging from a barely understood source, the moment demanded quick action. I removed the dangerous variable from an already catastrophe. But then, as the war ended, my trial, my execution, and what did I get in return? Was there any effort by the UC to protect my... No. We were sacrificed when all we did was serve. So I kept what I'd learned and arranged the attacks. I become a trusted advisor, having found Kaiser, and cement my new position of influence when I hand them the name of the person. The dear departed Dr. Reginald Orlays, the associate who aided me all these years, and whom I owe. What luck he was stopped dead before he could hurt anyone else. His decades on the run. There are no heroes without a villain. I simply rearranged the opportunity for us to overcome. And it's why I had Orlays reprogram Kaiser. Had that old machine guide you to where I found the plant all those years ago. I went to great lengths to ensure yours. And look at the results. I know for a fact the Cabinet's planning to honor both you and Hadrian. Isn't that preferable to languishing away in obscurity? Running jobs with only the vague hopes of perhaps earning the right to buy a home. I'm simply looking for you. And let's not forget the importance of our action. Eliminating the Terramorphs. Securing knowledge of the Lazarus plant. What we've set in motion is going to protect thousands. I'm simply requesting one more life. I've already sent along the evidence of Orlays' role in the attacks to the Cabinet. Leaving out, all I ask is that you confirm as much to the Cabinet. Tell them that it was Orlays, after all. I do still have a long list of threats to the UC. That is a pity, Captain. But just think about the opportunity I've provided here.
Authorized personnel only. Your friend has to stay here.
Hey, you might want this.
Perfect timing. We just got in. So on our end, good news. The microbe and the Asylees are both as effective
Means either plan should work for clearing those critters off our worlds.
considering what the Lazarus plant is capable of. I don't think we can deal with it. I already sent along info to the Cabinet to get... So what about your end? Did you find any leads on who might have committed the attacks?
That seems unlikely, considering he's been dust for about...
I'm sure the Captain just misspoke, right? No, that's...
Good grief, you're serious. This is bad. Monumentally bad. The UC better have an explanation.
Does it matter?
Alive. They Victus is... Wait. You knew he was... wasn't relevant. That...
Whoa! Look, it would have been preferable. Now, thanks to the Captain, we can do...
Though I really wish you'd brought this up before... But at least we can tell the Cabinet. Ensure he doesn't hurt anyone else, ever. Exactly. The people he harmed, but now I guess any last things we needed to do? This might be our last opportunity to talk things through. And here we go.
Welcome back, all of you. But according to Hadrian's report, and this is what I'm reading here.
My God.
An attack? Using Terramore?
You will all receive a full briefing So then, is what this second report claims correct? Did Reginald Orlays commit the...
Orlays? It's true, ma'am. I heard the recording myself. My father figured out how to use Terra.
He did what?
That's impossible.
Clearly, he made his own access, Chief Sarkin. Madam President, I have been saying for years that not dealing with that man was gonna end in...
Enough! I hope everyone here understands that what has just been shared is a state secret of the highest... Now, that's quite the accusation you're leveling. Considering Francois Sinon has not... You have evidence to back this up?
It just transformed. A terramorph out of thin air. An invisible weapon. No planet would be safe.
Heavens help us. Is that actually him?
I'd know that voice anywhere. That's Francois.
He knew they could do this. And said nothing.
He's a sociopath. Plain and simple, ma'am.
Officer, please collect that recording.
Yes, ma'am. Begging your pardon, Captain.
We'll, of course, be launching a full investigation into how this could have happened. Though I have little doubt the Admiral will be quick to share all he knows on the subject once confronted with that recording. Chief Yassine, can you send one of your interrogators to have a little chat with the Admiral?
I'll issue the order immediately.
Good. Combined with everything else you all have uncovered. Well, I don't think the United Colonies can thank you enough. We failed the people of the colonies by not dealing with Vevictus sooner. I intend to rectify that mistake immediately. I'm inclined to agree, Captain. Now, with our villain unmasked, we can attend to the other matters at hand. With the threads you've brought together here, the Lazarus plant, the attacks, the heat leeches, the three of you have likely spared thousands of lives. But it now falls to the Cabinet to ensure this can never happen again. As such, the Cabinet will be securing the Lazarus plant on Londinian. All materials related to the...
A sound decision, Madam.
I'm glad you think. So then, to our final... The Cabinet has agreed to implement a plan that will deal with the Terramorph, and now also Heat Leech presence on human. In fact, we've already begun enacting measures to check all UC ports and settlements for undiscovered nests. The project we're embarking on will be a long and difficult one. So our first step must be deciding how exactly this all will...
Madam President, this microbe is clearly too much of a risk. The Aseles are the safer approach.
To someone with limited knowledge of biology, perhaps? The technology behind the microbe is solved science, Madam President. It isn't dangerous. Using it to wipe out the Terramorphs would be the quickest path to protecting humanity.
And fast results always lead to the best outcomes, don't they?
As you can see, there remains debate among the cabinet. We were hoping your group might... Major?
We've had a few discussions, but our group is similarly split. Only the captain has yet to weigh in.
I see. Captain, I know this may not be your area of expertise, but we... Please.
Infinitesimally low.
But not zero.
The chance of a starship landing on you as you sit here isn't zero, yet you still attended. Personally, my fear isn't mutation, but Terramorphs developing a resistance. But that's something as I believe we should.
This won't work without them.
Exactly right, ma'am. The Interstellar Affairs Office has already begun reaching out, informing them of the risks we're all facing. Thus far, the response has been the spirit of mutual cooperation displayed. We expect we'll hit some resistance.
The responsibilities will be spread across research and day-to-day administration. All diplomatic concerns and coordination will fall to Chief Yassine and Interstellar Affairs. But most of the actual on-the-ground work...
I can feel this one. While intimidating creatures, certainly, Asylees are docile unless provoked. They're honestly closer to oversized mobile scanners than deadly prep.
The concern is that, while all proposed methods will be long-term efforts, the Asylees are the slowest. Slow to breed, slow to deploy. We do everything we could to accelerate that process, including mustering some of our... But if we do elect to use this method, we'll be doing things at the pace of a
Very well.
I'm in full agreement. No need be delving into...
A whole new species. All over the galaxy. Yeah, this is going to go great.
Yes, because we're going to make sure it does.
Order, please. And Major Sinan, Dr. Walker, you'd find this acceptable?
We trust the captain's judgment.
Then the matter is settled. We'll begin the process immediately. Today marks day one for the United Colonies Terramorph Management Division. As befits such a group. Today, we will be adding through...
Class 1? For the three of us? Are you joking?
What he means to say is, thank you, ma'am.
Oh, yeah. Thank you, ma'am.
You all have earned. Now, there's Major Sinan.
We'd be honored, ma'am.
And as a member of both of... Speak to your commander. He should be able to provide on behalf of the whole of the United Colonies. This meeting is adjourned.